his security cameras captured of the beating.
I don't know. I don't know why they did that.
News in 6, why federal investigators are now interested in what happened during the attack.
Greetings, I'm Miss Under New Management. Thank you for joining us. For this message of the week, I want to focus on shifting. In lieu of the senseless beating violence of Brandon White, who was beaten for being gay, the heinous murder of Rochelle Thomas, mother of 2, who was murdered and strangled to death in Clayton County, Georgia, and not to mention 21-year-old Tara Best, who was burnt alive by her jealous and controlling boyfriend. There needs to be a shift in atmosphere. To shift means to change gears from, to turn from, to switch to, or go to the next. And there was so much about this current generation and atmosphere that we're living in that needs to be shifted. We're living in a generation and atmosphere where life is not valued, where hatred reigns supreme, and where respect is at an all-time low. There needs to be a shift in atmosphere. We're living in a generation and atmosphere where love for money has become the root of all evil, where sex and violence is glamorized, and where parents are allowing Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne to raise their children. There needs to be a shift in atmosphere. And as we look at this shift closer, I'd be remiss if we didn't examine the life of Whitney Houston. And for me, it's not of importance to delve into how she died, but more so how she lived. Have you ever taken time to evaluate who you are on this earth? And although your actions may not be as cruel as the boys who beat Brandon White, or as heinous as the man who murdered Rochelle Thomas, or even as heartless as the man who burnt Tara Best alive, I'm sure some of you can agree that some of the decisions you are currently making are questionable. Some lifestyle choices that you need to step back and take inventory of. I heard this bishop brilliantly explain one day. He said, although the day you were born brings joy, and the day you die brings sadness and sorrow, neither of those times are as important as the days you live in your dash. How many of you can really honestly say that you were living good in your dash? What will people say about you? Will people say that you were heartless and selfish and never cared about the lives of others? Will they say that you had all the potential in the world but never believing in God's favor enough to reach the unreachable? Or will they say that you lived your life in fear, never being courageous enough to do the impossible? I want to help you create that shift in atmosphere that we've been talking about. That shift that brings about change. That shift that makes you move from the old ways of doing things to the new ways of doing things. That shift that makes you move from all the negative behaviors and decisions in your life. And as we work on shifting you, we also have to work on shifting our young men and adult men to understand that there is more to life than money, cars, and clothes. And as we shift our young men, we have to look back and shift our young girls and adult women so that we evaluate who we are on this earth. And so they understand that there is more to life than the relationships we enter and giving up our bodies. It's time for you to be under new management in your thinking and in your actions. I am Miss Under New Management, and I hope I've helped you with making the necessary shift you need to live an abundant life, the life that you are ordained to live. And please remember, with all that you do, be blessed. Thank you for joining me.